Kajun Roots Reseller, you give me an offer and I'll take it.
I say, this is Johnny's place, where you can have it for no problem. I got the dollars.
Fixed income, no credit, back credit. Here at Kajun Roots Reseller, that's no problem.
Let him have it.
I've got my dollars and I sent in my best offer.
We say, yes. See the special man. The easiest man on YouTube.
You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let him have it with no problem.
Hello, and welcome on this Thursday morning. I moved my camera and now I need to readjust it. Lord Jesus, child. There we go. All right, so let's see who's first in the chat today. Let's go up here. Mr. Charlie Boy, hello, good morning and welcome. And King, hello, good morning and welcome. Hope you're on your good way to your recovery. Hope you're feeling better. Glammaz Closet is here today. Swamp Picker Glenn, hello, good morning and welcome. Maria, hello, good morning and welcome. And Ping G, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are y'all doing this morning? Yaya, hello, good morning and welcome. And there's Living My Best Life at 60. Hello, good morning and welcome. And Stacy, hello, good morning and welcome. And how you doing? Everybody's saying hello. And Jill, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome back. Good to see you. And there's Jessica. Hello, good morning and welcome. And don't forget, this morning at 9:30 every Thursday morning, Dawn's Southern Finds Dawn and Susie Woozy go live from the doghouse at exactly 9:30 right after this show. Make sure you check them out. Show them some love and support. Tell them I sent you. And there's Yaya telling everybody hello. Everybody's saying hello. There's Brandon. Hello. Good morning and welcome. And Marie. Hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? And there's Miss Carol. Hello, good morning and welcome. And there's Miss Dee. Hello, good morning and welcome. And Andrew, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are y'all doing today? There's Dawn's channel. All the Dawns are starting to pop in the chat. Don't forget tomorrow afternoon, actually. Tomorrow, every first Friday of the month, we have our deals of the Dawns and Dawn Southern Finds and Dawn's channel and Dawn from Two Hip Chicks and our mod Dawn are all on the show. Yes, it's a whole show of Dawns, and I'm just modding it, going crazy to see whose name I'm going to mess up. I'm still waiting to find it yet, but it'll be a good show. Something that I'll have to redo and make some funnies out of it. You know what I'm saying? Angie, hello. Some bloopers. There we go. Angie, hello. Good morning and welcome. And I'm going to go over the calendar real quick because we have a lot going on today. Today at 9 o'clock, you have a Silver Hair Stacker Todd going live at 9. At 9:30, you have Dawn Southern Finds Dawn and Susie Woozy going live from the doghouse, and that's every Thursday. At 9:45, you have Jabby's Laughing and Listing Show. At 10 o'clock, none other than Miss Carol from Carol's Creative Corner, and Irene and Leo go live with their auction known as Carol's Steals and Deals. Then at 10 o'clock, you have Stacey Mae's Catitude, where she does her morning shows 7 days a week. And if you are into crafting, definitely check out her channel because she does all that live on her shows. Great, awesome crafting items that she does. At 10 o'clock, you also have the Buddha Chicks. She does her daily devotions 7 days a week, except for right now on Fridays. 10:30, you have Adopted Retrospect goes live. And at 11:30, you have Jackass Retro goes live 7 days a week. And at noon, I said midnight, but it's at noon, is Dawn and Mary from Two Hip Chicks. They go live every Tuesday and Thursday. 1 o'clock is Ella, Saved Here First with the Guest. Of course, that's an auction. And then at 5 o'clock, you have Victoria and Nana Tink going live on Victoria's channel with her 5 o'clock auction. At 6:30, if you haven't checked out Roy, Dust Not Included, him and Janide's, they're live every Thursday at 6:30. They do rotate their channels, but definitely I was able to have a chance to meet him in person, and a great person and a great show and channel. So check them out. Then at 7 o'clock, you have Dawn's channel. She goes live with her auction. And then 7 o'clock also, the two bureaus are still off right now because Nate is having his recovery from his surgery from his back. So they'll probably be out for a little while. And then at 7 o'clock, you also have the Vintage Hippie go live at 7. Then at 8 o'clock is Mary does her Ancestor Beginning as her channel name. And then at 8 o'clock, you also have Caucasian Sasquatch. Say that a couple times fast. 8 o'clock, you also have OCS, Auction House with Amber. And at 9 o'clock is New England Thrifter, where they do their show. When I say they, is the Laverne and Shirley with Helen and Steph, sell stuff by the seashore. And then at 9 o'clock, you have Southern Belle doing the battle. And I don't remember the title, Battle with Belle. And that's at 9 p.m. And that's what I have for the calendar for today. And if you did not hear your channel name and you have something going on, please go to the description bar below. It is the first one, I believe, that I did do with the updates, or it might be the second one. And it is the updated calendar as of yesterday. It might have been Wednesday. Yeah, yesterday. And that way, if you do not say your name on the calendar for the particular day and time and type of show you do, let me know by making a comment in that link that I put with the calendar, because that calendar is public for you all to view. But remember, you can't add anything to it, because if you do, only you will see it. So you got to let me know so I can add you to the calendar. Remember, if you're opening it on your phone, you may not see it all the way. So you do have to do that on your computer. Let's see who else came in. Let's see. Carol, Angie, Kim, Miss Denise. Hello, good morning and welcome. And Miss Hetty. Hello, good morning and welcome. And there's Jennifer. Good morning, hello, and welcome. Carol, 2 more weeks to go on back. Awesome. That's some good news. Hopefully you're doing better. Driving to the doctor. Oh, you be careful on that road. Michelle, hello, good morning and welcome. And Susie, hello, good morning and welcome. And there's Rita. Hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. And I think I am caught up, so we can get started with our program for the day. So if you are here to learn more, have questions in reference to Poshmark, and you haven't made that step yet, guess what? Today is Q&A, all about Poshmark. And so for us to have this kind of a show, I can't do it because I don't know nothing about Poshmark, but I have somebody who does. And I know y'all love to hear more about Poshmark. So let's bring on none other than Glammaz Closet.
Good morning. Hi.
Good morning, Mark and Mike. Hello, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good to see you. How you doing?
How am I doing?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm so goofy in the morning. I actually am doing much better, and thank you to everybody who sent me kindness while I went through strep throat. I didn't even know I had it. The doctor's like, well, we better check for it since your throat hurts, but I didn't have a fever or anything. And they're like, oh, I'll be darned, you got the strep. So, that's been fun. Yeah. I didn't even know I had it. I was just like, oh, my throat's kind of sore. I think I have allergies.
I just saw Purple Wings come in. Hello, good morning and welcome. Michelle, Rita, Jeffrey, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Johnny, Jeffrey. No auction. Why you made me say it? Why you didn't send me a message telling me you were canceling today, girlfriend? What's up with it? Well, I hope she gets to feeling better.
Oh. Next
week, I'm in Florida.
Lucky.
Safe traveling.
Lucky.
Anyway, by the way, Carol, I just was talking to Glammaz before the show, and that's why we were like a minute late. We're catching up on some stuff. Mm-hmm. And I just finished listing. Now, my goal this week was to list 30 to 40 pieces. And all those hoodies that I bought from Miss Carol from one of her auctions, I finally got them all completely listed. As of today, and I started my new goal for the week on Sunday for Monday, I had 71 drafts, and I listed as of this morning 33 items. And of those 33 items, 18 of those were the long sleeve hoodies. So that's all done. And I got to work on the next draft. So yeah, I've been pretty busy trying to keep that going.
That's a whole lot of hoodies.
Whoo, you ain't lying. 18 of them. Where in Florida? I'm in Carol. Cookie would like to know where in Florida you're going. You got to get to know your business, girl. You put it out there. All right, so Glammaz. For those who may not know, we have some new people in the chat. We do on a regular basis get new people. And by the way, I want to say thank each and every one of y'all. As of yesterday, we hit 67 members of this channel. And I want to thank you not only for the gift that you give to those in the chat, but also for your own membership. Horizon picks Roy. Hello,
Roy.
Roy, how are you doing? Good to see you. So tell those who are Deadhead Coins. Well, hello, good morning and welcome. I'm seeing all kind of good people coming in from different communities. Y'all check these channels out. Jennifer is going on her way to the hospital for a doctor's appointment or wherever she's going. So y'all can welcome to drop your links until she gets back. She is driving at the moment. So definitely you can drop your links if you have anything special going on your channel. Feel free to drop your links. And hello, good morning and welcome to Bargain Effects Tommy 2.0.
Hey,
hello,
Tommy.
good morning and welcome. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what are you doing on your channel? Let's promote your channel, but also talk a little bit about what got you started with Poshmark, just to kind of break the ice with Poshmark.
Yeah, you bet. Well, I sell, my name is Dana, or you can call me Glammaz because that's what some of my favorite people on the planet do. And I started Glammaz Closet 3 years ago almost. At the beginning of the pandemic when I retired, my husband was like, let's retire you. And I'm like, I'm all for that. And then I needed something to fill my time. So I'm back in sales again. So I have, I started on Poshmark. I was watching all of these videos and just going down all these different little YouTube rabbit holes. And I came across my very first YouTuber, which was Texas Gal Jewelry Treasures. But that led me to actually Jack and Ryan, Jack Valentine and Lori's Boston Found and a few of the other reseller community channels. And I got really interested in Poshmark because they kept saying Poshmark. So I really got interested in it. And I felt like a little baby, you know, scooching out of my little hen house and just for the first time and you know, taking my first little scary flight. But once I did the first listing, I was like, oh, that was so easy. And guys, I am not a technical person. It takes me forever to figure out my phone. And usually I have to call my kids to figure out like how to send an emoji or something. Right. Yes. So it was super, super easy for me. And I was really, really happy to finally have something that I could technically do on my own. And I could just just take a picture of something that I wanted to sell and then just put it on Poshmark and list it. So I loved the platform because it was super dead easy to sell. And I've always been, since I was a very little girl, I've always been in love with fashion, everything about fashion. I absolutely adore. So I do like handbags, shoes, jewelry, mostly clothing. And that is mostly what I sell on Poshmark. Now I do some housewares, a tiny bit of electronics and the occasional like books, or sometimes I'll even put comic books on there. You can put just about anything on Poshmark, really. But that's what I sell on Poshmark. I also have a YouTube channel called Glammaz Closet, and we talk about reselling. We during my Saturday shows, Saturday at 10 a.m., and that's every week at 10 a.m. Central. I'm in St. Louis. We talk about reselling news. We talk about fashion news. We talk about things that are making us salty from different platforms, whether it's eBay, Poshmark, ThreadUp, Mercari, you know, all of the other different things. And we talk about what's trending. And sometimes we just talk about, you know, what's our favorite breakfast or something like that. So feel free to stop in for a chat. It's so much fun. I have fun. And hopefully the people who come have fun too.
That's right. So if you have any questions that you're interested in learning about and wanting to get into Poshmark, this is where you would come on in and give us some questions. You can also put the word question all in caps, or just put the word Q and then the letter Q and then my name at, and then I'll be able to see it easier for you so I can get your questions answered for you. Hello, Gina. Hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Nora. Hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. And I believe I am caught up with those good mornings. So yeah, if you have any questions about Poshmark, definitely ask. One of the things I guess we can start talking in reference to, because I know there's different types of all these different platforms and everybody does things differently. Last week we ended with talking about most of the listings and pictures and all that kind of stuff. So this week I want to talk more into when you're taking your pictures, and I know different platforms have different requirements. So when doing those pictures, is there a limit of the amount of pictures that you are able to put on your Poshmark listing?
Very much so. The limit is 16. So I take, and usually I use as many, I'll use up all 16 pictures, because when it comes to a piece of clothing, there are certain things that you really want to have listed, and especially for like clothing, you want to have the brand tag. So like the tag that's inside of here in your back, you want to have the size tag. You want to make sure and get a good close up of that. You want to have the materials tags front and back, because it shows you what the materials are, and it also on the other side will show you how to care for it. And people will, if you don't think they will, trust me, they will. They'll come back and be like, oh, where's the materials tag? Where's the size tag? Where's the blah, blah, blah tag? I take pictures of my measurements. You don't have to take pictures of your measurements, but I find that it's usually more helpful for people if they can just, click on the pictures and find the measurements. And then I like to take pictures of front, back, the closure details. So if it's got like a zipper, or does it have buttons, or does it have, front pockets or inside pockets, or a lining that's special. I also want to make sure and take photos of anything that's really interesting about the piece. So for example, I have a, in my closet right now, I have a pair of wedding shoes. They're like white wedding shoes with rhinestone buckles. And I took more than one picture of those rhinestone buckles, along with a measurement on it, because you want to make sure that you have, and especially if you're selling like a designer piece like that is, you want to make sure that you have as much information as possible, just based on, because a lot of these things are things that normally people would try on. So you have to have, you will end up using all 16 photos on most clothing items and on a lot of the shoe items.
All right, we have a question in the chat, and I'm gonna go to that one first.
Okay.
If you have a buyer like multiple listings, should you do a bundle offer or make offer on each item separately? That's a good question.
I think that's a great question. I would, in that particular instance, I would always do a bundle offer. If they liked multiple listings, the first thing that I would do before I did the bundle would be to check out how long they've been on Poshmark, because a lot of times what people will do is they think they're doing you a favor, and they're like, oh, I like this, and you're like, yeah, okay, but that's an indication of a possible future sale to me, as opposed to you just like complimenting my taste. And I think the like button it's one of those things that if you're newer to Poshmark, you'll hit it on everybody's everything. And then later on you realize, oh, okay, if I hit this like button, somebody's going to send me an offer.
Yeah.
So I if they've been on Poshmark for a minute, if they have like, enough listings where I'm like, oh, okay, they've been here for a minute, or if they conversely, if they've never been on Poshmark and they go in and like a bunch of stuff, then yeah, I will send a bundle offer. And I think that's the best, because with the Poshmark shipping situation where you can ship up to 5 pounds for one flat fee, I think that a bundle offer is usually a really good offer.
All right, now I'm going to combine some questions that we've had in the other shows now that we've been doing this for over a week. One of the questions that came up on another platform, and I want to ask here is, when you're doing, the first part of this question is, when you're doing your tags, what is the limit on tags, and what kind of tags should you use in your listing? And do y'all have that?
We do. It's the item. There's the item description, and then there's the item title. And in the title of the item, you want to, I think the first thing that I always lead with is the brand. And let me just say that Poshmark doesn't really have, as long as you're not leading with curse words, They don't really have any rules about that. They have about 80 characters, 83 characters. I think somebody said last week. I don't count. I've just sort of know after that many listings, you sort of know when you're about to run out of space. It's longer than it used to be. I know that. So they may have taken that up to 120, but it's kind of like you would list on eBay where, you know, you want to get as specific as possible because that narrows down the search. And if somebody's searching on Google for that thing, your Poshmark listing would pop up for that if it's got those keywords. But I always lead with brand. I almost always lead with brand, especially if it's a brand that they love, or if it's vintage or homemade, you want to lead with that. Then usually like color and then style, and then size. So for example, I had a J. Crew Mercantile blue and white striped dress, cotton dress that just sold. If it's got anything special about it too, you want to make sure they put that in the title. So it was a J. Crew Mercantile blue and white striped dress. But it was 100% cotton linen. So that's an important thing because if somebody's looking up linen, you know, and so I put like a J. Crew Mercantile cotton blue and white striped shirt dress and then XL. And usually those are all the keywords that somebody's looking for. If somebody's a J. Crew fan, or if they are looking for a striped cotton dress, or if they're looking for a summery thing or something like that.
So again, with not only the tags, now we're talking about a title. And I know we had a question that came up in one of the other shows about the titles. You shouldn't be using like things like vintage or things like that. What are some of the keywords that you should not use in your titles when listing on Poshmark?
Honestly, I think I really don't see it. Clothing, when you do primarily clothing, it's different. I would skip things like nice, beautiful, anything that's like a descriptive verb or a descriptive verb. That's not what I'm looking for. Anything that's a descriptive adjective.
Adjective, yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, it's morning and I'm old. But anything that's descriptive, like nice, beautiful, anything that's like an opinion, keep your opinions to yourself. You can put them down in the description. There's plenty of space for that, but I would keep it out of your title because I've seen like beautiful t-shirt, $12.99. And I'm like, that tells me nothing about the t-shirt. It tells me nothing. You know, it would be better if you have like, you know, new t-shirt. Now, I've changed over from going new with tags, NWT, to actually spelling out the word new and then putting new with tags down in the description, because the average buyer doesn't care if it's got tags. If you say new, they assume it's brand new. So, you know, and they don't know what NWT means. It's like EUC, excellent use condition. They don't know what that means either, most of them.
Right. So when you go to do your listings, like on other platforms, there's a box that you check off saying new, new with tags, new without tags, new in box, new without box, that kind of stuff. Is that the same kind of thing that you use on your listings as well, as far as those box?
Yeah, Patrick. Hi, Patrick. Sorry, I just saw him put NSFW. I'm like, what's that? Oh, never mind. Yeah, it's on Posh. It's got two little boxes, and it's either new with tags or it's not. So they don't give you like new in box, but it's assumed that a new in box, new with tags, that's kind of the same thing. Okay. So yeah, you can either put new with tags or you can put not.
All right. And Veronica, by the way, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Mwah.
They will alert you based on a certain words when they think that you are shipping items you're not supposed to. For example, I have an item with the color name Broken Wine, and Posh thinks I am listing some food.
Yeah. And if I put like glass or something like that, where there are some, for some reason their algorithm is very weird, but I had like a bikini that I listed. It was a new with tags bikini. I had a bikini that I listed, and they were like, "This may contain glass. Are you sure you want to take responsibility for shipping it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay with shipping the non-glass bikini." So, but it gives me the alert, but it doesn't say, "Hey, you can't list this." It doesn't say that.
What's up, Patrick? Hello, good morning, and welcome.
Murph, Ronnie.
Let's see here. I'm trying to find where I was at. The chat.
What's up, Horizon?
There we go. Let's see here. And if you have any questions, please make sure you either put the Q at Cajun Roots or spell out the word question all in caps, please. And if you have any questions, and this is all in reference to Poshmark. Hello, Geneva. Hello, good morning, and welcome. Let's see here. Trying to scroll down through the chat. Hello, Isme. Hello, good morning, and welcome.
Hi, Isme.
Let's see here. I'm trying to scroll to see if I'm missing anything because this chat is flying and I love it.
Yeah.
Some of the wine tastes like it's broken. All right, here we have a question. Wait, way up here. I don't know why that one, it jumped on me so fast. Right here. There we go. All right. How important are style tags? Also, what do you put when you don't know article price? Original.
Yeah. Style tags are very important to an extent. And here's what I mean by that. They're important in the title, but they're super important in the description. So if you have let's say that I have a blouse that has a ruffled V-neck. I don't always put ruffled V-neck, that whole description in the title, because, there's only so many characters. So I can put, blouse with corporate blouse with ruffles, or J. Crew blouse with ruffles, something like that. And then in the description, where you can fill in almost as many characters as you can do, I wouldn't make your descriptions more than a paragraph long, because people don't read. They just don't. But I would put, ruffled V-neck and the type of ruffle. If it's a pleated ruffle, if it's a, if it's got lace sleeves, or if it's got, mutton sleeves or kimono sleeves, or if it's got an elastic waist, or a gathered waist, or a cinched waist, or whatever it's got, those style tags are very, very important. So it's absolutely, people want that information. And when they type in to the search bar, it's going to take from the description or from the title and pull that up. What do I put when I don't know the original price? I always put 0 on all prices, except for things that are new with tags that have the tag that prove the original price. I typically put 0 unless it's a really high dollar item and I want them to know, hey, you are getting a really great deal. Wow. So if I've got a pair of, Saks Fifth Avenue shoes that were originally $1,000 and I'm giving them to you for, $200, I want you to know that you're getting, something that's $1,000, $800 off.
Okay. All right, we have another question. We heard if a customer is not happy with a purchase, Posh will refund the customer and it does not reflect you as a seller. Is that true?
Like all the answers, I'm going to say yes and no. If a customer is unhappy with the purchase for any reason other than fit or size, then yeah, most of the time, if they're like, you know what, it's not the same color that it looked like in the pictures and I'm not happy with it, or it showed up and there was a hole in the armpit or something like that. If you're not happy with it in that way, Poshmark will have you send it back to the original seller. They'll send you the shipping label for it. And you would, end up having to refund their money. That being said, yeah, Poshmark's not, you would really have to get a lot of dings as a seller for them to hold that against you, because they simply don't have that mechanism in place to be like, hey, this is a crappy seller. Now, eventually, if they get enough returns and enough complaints, they're going to be like, okay, we've gotten this many complaints, and they will reach out to you. So I hear. They've never done that for me, but in general, so I hear that if you have an overwhelming number of complaints, they will reach out to you. But as far as it being like on your permanent record, like it is on eBay, where you get like strikes on your closet and it's like, this is bad, and you have a strike and you have an F in this class or whatever. It's not like that with Poshmark. It doesn't really do that.
Thank you, Jessica. Have a great day. So yeah, if you have any more questions on anything that has to do with Poshmark, definitely ask in the chat. Now, my next question, I'm not sure if we talked about it on this platform for the Poshmark, but I know we talked about it on the others. When doing your pictures,
Mm-hmm.
and I know a lot of times, I know for a couple of platforms that I'm on, for the only way for you to get your search into Google, you have to have a white background. So does that have the same effect with you on Poshmark when listing, that it does get pushed out to Google?
No.
Search.
Not that I know of. I have had plenty of people come in from outside of the platform, and you can tell because it's their first time and they don't even have they haven't even had a chance for people to hit them up with all that first day, ridiculous try and sell you on my closet stuff. So I've had people come straight in off of Google where I don't have a white background. I've got a blue background for white items, as a matter of fact. And then I have a white background for for general purposes. But I've had people come in off of the internet, off of Google or whatever they're looking for, and I have the blue background on that. So I would say on Poshmark, I don't think so. I don't know that for sure. But it's been my experience that people have come in from Google searches and on a blue background.
Okay. Now I'm going back to the statement you made in earlier about the Poshmark would send out a label to the customer if they want to return.
Uh-huh.
Is that something that you have to pay for, that they take the money out of your account, that you're responsible for the returns?
It depends on how Poshmark rules, because what they do is they say, hey, somebody's opened up a case against you. And you're like, okay, well, I feel sometimes, because there are times when I'm like, okay, you know what, that's completely me. I didn't realize that it had that when I shipped it, because everybody's got, you have to leave room for human error. In that case, if I do admit fault and it is my fault, and I feel like it's my fault, they would charge me for the shipping, for the return shipping.
Okay.
If it is if it's just honestly, if it's just a customer being like an ass, and I'm like, pardon my French, and I'm fighting this thing tooth and nail because I sent them a perfect thing and they're screwing with it or whatever, then Poshmark will usually settle it one side or the other.
Okay.
So sometimes Poshmark will actually pay for that return and for the for the item.
Shipping. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a shut up and go away fee for them.
Okay. Random Auctions by Jill says, question: how important is it to share other people's listings?
It's not, Jill. I know that sounds awful, but it's the Poshmark sharing tool has evolved. When Poshmark first started, yeah, I have a video for that too. Veronica. No, actually, hers is very good. When Poshmark first started, it was more about the social aspect. It's become less and less and less about that. And so sharing your closet is important. The only reason to share your closet is to get you at the top of the page, to get you at the top of the search bar anymore. It's really not that important to share other people's closets. And it really makes me feel bad when somebody shares like my, like my whole closet, when somebody's like, look, I shared your whole closet. And I'm like, okay, honey, you just clicked something 450 times and you didn't have to, because it's not doing me any good if you share mine. It doesn't really do me any good.
Roy says that you have an awesome photo booth for your clothing, shooting of clothing.
I do.
And Veronica says, wait, you do? I didn't know that.
I do, Veronica.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of my Poshmark series, but hers is way better. So really check out Veronica's thing. Yeah, I got this photo booth. It's a long story, but I saw a video of one of the resellers that had the booth, and I was like, ooh, I want one of those. And then they were like, it's $300. And I was like, and here I am up against a white wall trying to take pictures without shadows. So finally, for Christmas, I got it. So that was, yeah.
I want to say hello and welcome for the first time here, A.L. Skimmer, 1981. It's so good to see you. I always see you in other chats, and it's always good to have you join us in the morning show. We do this every morning, so Monday through Friday at 8:30. Veronica says, wait, you do? Then she said, where it went. Well, now I'm going to have to go find it now and share it.
No, don't do that. Don't worry about me, honey.
Measure them, bro. Hey, I thought he said bras. Hello, Kathy. How are you doing? Good morning. Hello and welcome. No booths. I am non-booth fancy. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a photo booth either.
Fancy.
Hello, Ella. With that blanket again.
Most resellers don't, but to be fair, most people are very, very good at taking photos. I suck at it. So I had to get a booth because I can't figure out how to get like the shadows out of the shot. And then the next thing I know, I've got like, I'm like, wait, this wall looks yellowish, or yeah, I'm awful at taking photos. I don't have an eye for it. So a booth is almost a necessity for somebody like me.
All right, we have a few more questions coming in.
Yeah.
Peddling Profit would like to know, can you explain Ambassador on Posh?
Yeah, the ambassadors program is so after the first, oh gosh, I want to say after the first, they have like a certain preset amount of sales, a certain preset amount of like people that you recommend, a certain amount of shares that you have to do, a certain amount of stuff that you have to do. And then they put you on ambassador status. And then they have more shares and more things that they have you do. And then they put you in ambassador, gold star ambassador status. Here's the thing. And really, 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 really feel this down in your gut. Anybody you see with ambassador status means nothing. I get nothing extra for being an ambassador. I don't reach out to people for being an ambassador. I get nothing extra. So people see that kind of stuff, like the whole, you have to share everybody's stuff, or Poshmark ambassador. They see all this crap. Can I call it crap? Can I say crap? They see all this crapola and they're like, oh, Poshmark is too much. It's too social, blah, blah. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You really don't. There is no benefit to being an ambassador whatsoever for me personally, other than the fact that I actually have an email and a phone number that I can reach out directly to Poshmark if I want. Try doing it sometime. It takes forever anyway. So, yeah.
Jill would like to know, now these are some great questions coming in.
Yeah.
How often do you share your closet in a day?
I have a VA. It's a virtual assistant. So I have basically, it's a computer program that goes in and shares my entire closet for me. And so that helps put me at the top of the search feed. I do that depending on my numbers, but usually I carry between 450 and 500 items in my closet active at any time. Because of that, I share typically anywhere between 10 and 15 times a day. I will share my closet. I really want to be at the top of the search bar whenever somebody's clicking right then.
I'm sorry, I just realized I was all in caps. All right, so Philly has a question for you. Welcome, by the way, Paul. How's Florida treating you?
Oh, that's so sweet.
Every time I see Dana, she looks younger and younger. What's the secret?
That is so sweet. Well, I have the heart of a child. It's in a jar. No, I'm joking. I'm totally joking. But yeah, I thank you so much. Maybe it's all the coffee. That's a lovely compliment. I'm certainly not feeling it, but that's really, really sweet. Thank you very much.
Sherry has a great point in reference to, he made a comment and says, good morning. If she would like to learn how to take better pictures, there's classes with filters. Each camera has lens and shutter speeds. There are filters over the lens. Hope this helps.
Sherry, that would be fantastic if I actually took pictures on a phone. This is what I take pictures on. Yeah, everybody say hi to there's my Marine. Yeah, I take pictures on my phone. I'm not even gonna lie. So whatever filters I can use there. Usually I have to ask like my Veronicas and my Chloes and all my other young people and my techie people like Patrick and like Johnny, people who are good with tech. I usually have to ask them questions about my own phone.
Jeffrey, we'll keep you in our thoughts and prayers. And Jennifer just dropped your link also for your crap auction. Closet classy crap. Say that a few times fast.
Yeah.
Right? So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, the classy crap auction.
Fundraiser, yeah.
Yeah, it was my sister and I were yard sailing one day, and we saw this big sign this big pink sign that said "Classy Crap This Way," and we fell in love with it. I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. So I took a picture of it, and it's what I use for my auctions now. I'm like, here's some classy crap auction, and usually it is classy crap. I mean, it's I do Doonies and I do Coaches and I do stuff like that. So what we're doing is a fundraiser, and it's for Nady Pie's Trinkets and Doodads. If you don't follow the two beardos, it's Nate and Chuck, and Chuck is
Backroad Bitter.
Thank you, Backroad Bitter Chuck. Sorry. So they typically do their live broadcast on Thursday nights at 6 p.m. And it's something that my sister and I both just really, really enjoy. We have a lot of fun with the beardos. So Nady Pie just had his back surgery. He had a back surgery, and he does have short-term disability. And he had to have surgery on his back so that he can, continue to work and support his family. The thing is that when you go on disability, they don't pay you 100% of what you got paid. So I think they only paid him they're only paying him like 40% maybe of what he made, or 60%, one of the two. So he and his family are still, they're still struggling. Because of that, and it's 3 or 4 months. I've actually had that happen with my own husband when we were a young couple, and it's really a it's a tough row to hoe, and everybody can use a little bit of help. So we're going to help out Nady Pie and help get help get his bills paid while he's down in the back, because it's this community, and that's what we do. So because of that, we're doing a classy crap fundraiser auction for Nady Pie, and it's to benefit Nady Pie, and we're doing that on Saturday, March the 25th at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. It is each seller has their own turn. We have Angie Resells. We have excuse me. We have Horizon Picks, who's in there. We have, Big Bro Auctions. We have Dawn and Mary from Two Hip Chicks. I will also be, Aunt Boo and I will also be selling. And of course, Chuck will be selling, Chuck and Marcy from Backroads Bitter Chuck. We also have Patrick Murphy, Roy from Horizon Picks. Am I starting to repeat names? I feel like I'm repeating names now.
We'll check out the live then. There we go.
There we go. There's the link.
There's the link. Drop it. All right. Now, also, Veronica says that I think Poshmark caps shared at 10,000 per day. So it depends on how many listings you have. 2 less listings share more.
Yeah, the less listings you have, the more you can share in a day. So, Posh caps your listings at 10,000 a day. So for like a closet with 450, I can probably share 20 times a day. If I have 450 active listings, I can probably share it 20 times a day, because that's 9,000 shares.
Okay.
So yeah, it's and when they say share, you just click a button that says share. You don't actually have to figure out how to share things. You literally, there's a little icon that says share, and you just click it, and that is how you share.
All right, we have another question from Peddling Profits. Others we know have told us that the auctions they started on Posh has hurt their business on Posh, etc. Example: shoes or boots they once got $125. They were now they sell for $25. Your thought on that?
I can see that the auctions The auction, the Poshmark live auctions are to Poshmark what Whatnot is to eBay, except Whatnot and eBay aren't related. But other than that, it sort of does the same thing. The thing is that they can only do that for so long before, they're not making money. Right. So, yeah, it's because you still have to ship, you still have to put your order through Poshmark, you still have to do all that stuff. I think a lot of people mistake the falling off of business in general and the market right now. And I think a lot of people mistake Poshmark's algorithm, what I consider a very big screw up. I think people mistake that for the lives stealing business. And I'm not entirely sure that many people are going to the lives, to be honest. I think it's more of a social thing for some of them. Yeah, I think it's possible that the lives can undersell us in the same way that it's possible for Whatnot, for you to go to a Whatnot auction and, and you can get a t-shirt for $5. That would be, $25 on eBay. Most of the people going to those auctions, though, are resellers. So, you're going to have to sell it cheap.
Yeah.
Because we're used to sourcing cheap.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't think, I also sort of, question, are we being as flexible as we need to for what the market is demanding? So am I just now putting up a pair of UGG boots when spring is coming and I need a floral dress instead? We just have to be cautious about where we put the blame on things. I haven't done a Poshmark Live, so it's not like I'm defending Poshmark Lives, because I do them. I've never done one. I don't have any plans to do one. But yeah.
All right, I'm dropping Jennifer's links. If you haven't checked out her channel, she just recently, yesterday, put out another video. So go check it out. Show her some love and support. Get her some watch hours, but also go check out her Etsy store. She does put a lot of that stuff from her videos on her Etsy store, as well as the Buy Her a Milkshake. Those are just some of the ways that we can help and support her for all that she does for all of us in all chats and every chat that she is in.
Love you, Jennifer.
Let's see. Veronica says, I think it's probably both. The algorithm been screwy and the lives being the thing now, but also recession egg prices. Yeah, that's true.
We all broke. She said we all broke.
Patrick asked, do you get notified of lives? How do you know where to look?
He's poking the bear with the stick here, but I will answer because
it is a question, so I forgot to ask it.
Yeah, he's poking the bear with the stick, and because I was just complaining to him last week. There was one day when it was like when my newsfeed, when you have a Poshmark closet, and let me pull up my Poshmark closet so I can show you guys. When you have a Poshmark closet, there is a on the bottom of your Poshmark closet, there's a thing called newsfeed. See where it says 78 and news? So I'm going to click on that. Oh, look, it's telling me about the live shows.
Wow.
And it has like who shared your listings and who likes and all that stuff and comments and offers and orders. But yeah, there's like a lot of there's another live show in my newsfeed. So you have like a personal newsfeed that tells you what's going on with your own personal closet. And that was that last Thursday, something happened, some sort of a glitch happened. I don't know what it was, but every single person's newsfeed got flooded with back to back. It was live. We were all just so aggravated by it. So that's what Patrick's talking about.
Yeah. Good luck with your infusion, Mia. It was great to see you. Jennifer's back from the doctors.
Very best of luck.
Thanks for sharing all of your experience and wisdom.
I don't know what I've got, but I'm happy to share.
All right, we have another question. You mentioned a sharing tool you use. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I use a tool called Posher VA. And if you Google it, it'll pull up all the parameters of what it does. Basically, we call it a bot or, robot sharing tool. It's, or a virtual assistant, which is a VA. It's a computer program, that will go into your Poshmark closet, which your Poshmark closet is the same thing as saying like an eBay store. So that's what it is. So it goes into your Poshmark closet, and rather than you having to click on a pair of pants, share, I'm clicking on some shoes, share, I'm clicking on this, share, it does that for you. So it automatically will do, like, click on this, click on this, click on this, click on this, active listing, and it'll share it. And that helps keep you at the top of the search feed, which is really the only reason for sharing, is that, it makes it look fresh. So it keeps you sort of towards the top or at the top of the search feed the more you share.
Now, you mentioned earlier on I think it was Veronica that made the statement in reference to the less you have, the better. What is like the number you want to stay around when having listings on your Poshmark?
It's not the less you have, the better, but it is the less you have, the more times you can share your closet. Because, a smaller closet, like if I only have 100 listings and Poshmark gives me a limit of, 10,000 shares a day, I can share it all day. I can share. So it depends. I would like to, typically I like to keep my Poshmark, if I can, at a manageable level for me, so that if I were to take off for a week and go on vacation, it's not like, an apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to keep mine usually between 400 and 600. But really, it's kind of like an eBay store. The more you list, the more you sell. That's just how it goes.
Right.
So there's no one ideal number. I think it has to do with how much of your life you want to devote to it and how much of your time you want to devote to it.
Now, going back to what you just said in reference to if you want to take a vacation, go somewhere. Mm-hmm. I know in all the other platforms, you can turn your closet or platform or store on vacation mode or away mode. Is there anything like that you have in Poshmark that you can use, and how does that work for you?
I can turn it on vacation mode, and so it won't take orders. And also it alerts the Posher VA, so it won't. It'll keep sharing my closet on automatic, but it won't like send out offers to likers or anything like that until I get back from vacation. So I turned it on. I can turn it on to. I can turn it on to vacation mode, and usually what I'll do is I'll actually make it automatic to turn it back on to where all of my items are available to sell again, like 2 days before I get back from vacation or a day before I get back from vacation. Because I know that I can come into the house, drop off my suitcase, grab an order, snatch it out of the bin and wrap it and have it shipped out the next day.
So is there a program that, because I know with my eBay, I can also set it to where I still can have sales while I'm gone, but with a notification automatically letting them know that it won't be mailed until I get back. Is that something
Poshmark does not have that?
Okay. Right.
They don't. Yeah, it sucks. I wish they did. In many ways, Poshmark, I'm like, Poshmark, why can't you be more like your older sister?
I have another question with that, as far as when you first start as a new person going on to Poshmark. Is there a limit of what you get to list when you're first starting out as a newbie on Poshmark?
Not so that I'd noticed. No is the answer. Honestly, no.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. You can list it as long as you can list it. They want your money bad. They want to sell it. They want to sell it right away. So yeah, there's no limit.
All right, so I did drop the link in the top of the chat. If you would like to come on and join us on the panel, you're more than welcome to. Also, don't forget at 9:30 is Dawn from Dawn Southern Finds Dawn and Susie Woozy go live from the doghouse every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we want to make sure we go show them some love and support and tell them that I sent you. Let's see. Polly says, but it does let you, the shoppers, know when you're on vacation and when you return.
It will say, it will say, not available on the listing, and then it'll give like a vacation return time. So
okay,
yeah.
And do you have it set up to where you can do, like, say, 1 day shipping, 2 day shipping, 3 day shipping, or is it a set amount of days that you have to have it shipped once sold?
It's that's set up through Poshmark. So you're supposed to ship within 2 days. You have to ship within 10 days or they can cancel the order. But you're supposed to ship within 2 days. And if you don't, trust me, you'll hear about it. Because Poshmark will be like, hey, did you ship that yet? Hey, did you ship that yet? You know, they're going to cancel. You know, they're going to cancel. Hey, did you ship that yet? So they'll like bombard you pretty much daily with that. Yeah.
And Jill says, thank you very much for the help. And remember, we do this every Thursday.
My pleasure. Certainly.
8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you do come up with any other questions, make sure you do write them down and bring them on next Thursday, because we want to make sure you're part of the chat with us. And every question that is asked gets someone else maybe to think about going onto that platform, especially if you haven't done it yet and you're having questions about it. And this is just one of the ways that we're getting back to the basics with different platforms. So also make sure you do come check out the shows in the morning. Tuesday is Q&A all about eBay. Wednesdays, and that's with the Bargain Effect Tommy, by the way. And on Wednesdays is What Not Wednesdays with the Q&A with Anthony from Full Time Reseller. And then, of course, Thursdays with Glammaz with the Q&A all about Poshmark. And tomorrow is Q&A all about Etsy, and that's with Design Laura. So definitely come and check it out. And a lot of times, if there's some questions that are not able to be answered on the show, they are able to do their little research and then bring that topic on. I know tomorrow we're going to be continuing from Friday. There was a couple of questions that was not being able to be answered, so they're going to do research on it. So Laura will bring those back to us tomorrow. Go ahead.
I am excited for the thing is that I've been looking, because I do a lot of vintage clothing shopping, and let's face it, I've reached the point now where, you know, most of the clothes that I wore in high school are truly vintage. Yeah. So I enjoy checking out the Friday morning with the Etsy and hearing about that, because that's a platform that I'm seriously considering opening up a vintage closet on.
I'm putting Jennifer's links again in the chat. Now, one of the reasons I started bringing us back with different ones each day, believe it or not, is when Tommy came in the chat a couple of times and kept talking about wanting to know more about this, that, and the other, and eBay and questions. Mm-hmm. And so this year I've been wanting to do a lot of different new updates to the shows, and that was one of the reasons why we finally decided, okay, let's do it. So I got to chat a little bit with Tommy and asking him, you know, what were you wanting to do, kind of thing. And so you may see some videos. He's banking videos right now for that, to where he's going to do a lot of that on his channel, and he'll start doing some how-tos and things like that on his channel. So definitely check out the Bargain Effects Tommy. Also, I did put out a video yesterday, and I want to say that I think there's some constructive criticism that came my way on my videos yesterday. And as of this morning, it is unlisted, but I am redoing the video. It's already complete. I just have to export it and upload it to YouTube, where it'll be the continuation part 2 of the retake of the country sausage gravy on biscuits. So that will be coming up. Someone let me know something that they didn't see, and I know I'll put it there. So again, it's going to be a retake. So definitely be on the lookout for that. That will come out today for the retake. And then, of course, I am working on the next video, which is red beans and rice with fried snapper and homemade cornbread. And then next week will be...
Is anybody else hungry now? I'm starving now.
And next week will be etouffee. But the one I made was chicken etouffee. So, yeah, it is good. So definitely check out the new channel, the Cajun Roots Cuisine. This is my year to do a lot of changes. And so that's what I've been doing. So Jennifer's been dropping links in the chat. If you have not checked the links that she's putting in for those that are in the chat supporting the channel, definitely go and check those links out. If you like their content, don't forget to make sure that you subscribe, that you also hit the notifications of all. But most importantly, go back, watch videos, and leave comments. That all helps their channel, including hitting the thumbs up. Hello, Seller Stacker. How are you doing, sir? Good to see you. Welcome.
Sailor.
And then, of course, just make sure you let them know where you found them if this is your first time going to their channel. And again, if you can't find the link and you missed the link that Jennifer's dropping, just go to the 3 dots next to the name and you go directly to their channel. So if there's any other questions, I don't see any coming in, and anybody would like to come and join us after the show's over, you're more than welcome to do that as well, and we can chit-chat after the show. Remember, we do this every Thursday with Glammaz on the Q&A, all about Poshmark. So before we do exit and leave for the show, Glammaz, I do want you to go ahead and again promote your channel.
Sure.
There is some things you got coming up, as well as promote.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so every Thursday morning, I'm going to be on Johnny's show for the near future, and until he's sick of it, we're sick of me. And then every Saturday morning on my channel, Glammaz Closet, Glammaz Closet, we have Thursday. We have a Saturday morning live at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, where we just kind of hang out. We just have lunch, or a coffee. We just hang out and chat. There's a lot of reseller news going around. We talk about things that are happening, sort of water cooler situations, and sometimes we get salty, sometimes we get sweet, but we're always there for you on that Saturday morning. I do have a couple of different things coming up in March. We have a oh God, I'm going to be hungover on the 18th. Sorry. Okay, in March we have the 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Classy Crap Auction fundraiser for Nady Pie, and that's March the 25th. That's Saturday. I'll be on Ella. Save Here First on Ella's auction on the 30th. And then within the next 2 weeks, at some point next week, I'll also be doing probably a midday show or a late afternoon show, a fashion review of the British red carpets, the BAFTA Awards and the Brit Awards. And I'm doing them at that time so that my followers from the UK can enjoy those during their time frame, because a lot of times when I'm on, maybe they are not. So
Right. Yeah, because of that time zone.
Yeah, they're like 6 hours ahead of us, I think.
Yeah.
Or 6 hours. Yeah, 6 hours ahead of us. So if I do it at 6 o'clock at night, then it's midnight for them. So
Right.
So yeah, and I actually do have some friends across the pond who are just the sweetest, just absolutely sweet and hilariously fun. And if you gotta hear them talk, especially the Scots. They're fantastic. I could listen to them read the phone book. They're fantastic.
Yeah. All right. So thank y'all very much for coming out. And again, don't forget, we do this every Thursday with Q&A all about Poshmark with Glammaz Closet. So definitely come out and bring your questions. And then you just never know when somebody in the chat may know a little bit too to add to that. So that's what we've been doing. And I really enjoyed seeing the activity in the chat with everyone making not only their statements for those who are selling on Poshmark, but also with the questions. They're great questions, and that's what we're here for, to make sure we do answer those questions for you. So as I say before I end each and every show, don't forget to go by and check out Dawn Southern Finds, Dawn and Susie Woozy. They are live from the doghouse. So definitely tell them we sent you. And also don't forget that we do this every morning, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. And so hopefully we get to see you. And again, thank y'all, each and every one of y'all, for coming out with your great questions. Hello, Tina. Welcome. And as I say before I end each and every show, love always. Love is always free. Please be kind to one another till we meet into another chat. Have a blessed and fabulous day. Until we meet again, later. Peace out.